Hello, and welcome to my preview video for Call to War. I'm just going to be going over comp for the tournament, but more specifically of on the side of Dwarfs, as Nick's gone over the general comp for the tournament, and basically how this comp has affected my list. So basically, just to go over my dwarf list quickly, I have a Dwarf Lord, who is the general with a great weapon, shield bearers, rune of resistance, rune of preservation, rune of stone, master rune of spite, and rune of furnace. So this basically makes him just an utter tank. His output's not bad as well, his combat output. He's got a great weapon, so strength 6 with 4 attacks, so it's nothing to be sniffed at. But he has, a 1-up rerollable, 4-up ward, immune to killing blow, poison, and heroic killing blow. What else has he got? He's also got the shield bearers, which obviously make his armor save better, but gives him 2 strength 4 attacks extra that don't really do a lot, but they can be handy at fighting weak things. And he's also got a 2-up ward versus flaming, so I can just run him out at a destroyer or something and just hope that, well, hope for the best really. They'll probably never kill each other, but it'll hold it up for the entire of the game. I've also got a Thane with a great weapon, because in this comp I can give him great weapons and extra equipment. It's just because it's an old book really, so it should be standard that he could have the great weapons. I don't know why it wasn't FAQ'd actually when the new set of rules came out, when 8th came out. He's also got the Master Rune of Gromril, which gives him the 1-up that can't be improved in any way, even though you can't anyway. He's got the Rune of Resistance, and he's got the Rune of Preservation, so this basically makes him immune to killing blow, poison, all that lot as well, and the resistance allows him to re-roll his armor saves. So he's sort of like a mini, he's mainly built for defense. I've got a Master Engineer with nothing. I've got a Runesmith. Oh, I love this Runesmith. He's only 145 points, and he's got 3 runes of spell breaking, which is awesome because it just closes down those magic phases, and he doesn't really cost a lot. And I found that, especially in South Coast GT, having those 3 dispel runes made all the difference. I didn't really need the Spell Eater or more dispel dice, because I could just go for 3 turns. I could just go, okay, I'll spell break that, and then throw the rest of my dice at the other spell. Or if there's a low rolling phase, then let the one spell go, and then that's a magic phase that just passes over anyway. So the big magic phases I can stop really easily with that. I've also got 20 Dwarf Warriors with full command and great weapons. I have 18 Quarrelers with Musician and great weapons. Another set of 18 Quarrelers with Musician and great weapons. 25 Hammerers with full command. Oh, actually no champion, Musician and Standard Bearer. And Master Rune of Grungi, which gives everything within a 6 inches a 5-up ward, which can actually be very useful because you can put that on your war machines as well, if you've got the space. I've got a Grudge Thrower with 2 runes of penetration and rune of accuracy. Pretty filth. What's strength 5, re-rolling the artillery dice, the scatter dice, sorry, which is pretty good. Then I've got a Grudge Thrower with rune of penetration, rune of accuracy, and rune of burning. That's where my rune of burning is, because I used to have it on my cannon, but I found it less useful because in the meta game, not a lot of people running the Hydras. There's still abominations flying around, A-bombs, but you know, I've still got the flaming item to deal with it. I've just got to knock a wound off it with that at some point, and then the rest of my shooting just goes on it, and it'll be dead within the turn anyway. So usually I don't have a problem with that. I've got a cannon with rune of forging. I've got a gyrocopter for my so-called chaff. Of 140 points, but it's the only chaff I've got. So, but he's been man of the match on quite a few matches, just running things off the board, just giving me that movement that Dwarfs just don't have. And I've got my organ gun as well, and that equals to 2399. So yeah, that is my army. In terms of composition, how this changed my army from last time. Well, let's have a look, really. I don't think it did a lot, actually. basically the composition is for, I'll pretty much read it out. So for each Spellbreaker / Spell Eater rune counts as +1 Dispel dice. So this means that if you watch Nick's videos, basically you can only have a maximum of 2 Dispel dice that you can generate from anywhere. But the slightly different thing for Dwarfs is that I can have a maximum of +4 Dispel dice. So that basically allows me to have my extra Dispel dice for my Rune Smith, and then my 3 Dispel Scrolls. So that's really helpful, so it hasn't actually really changed my list too much, so I'm quite happy with that. Grudge Throwers are 0 to 2, but standard, I only ever have 2 in it anyway, in my army. What else have we got? So 0 to 3 are the Anvil, Miners, and Rangers, and in any combination of them. I don't really see an issue with this. It's not really a big deal to me. I like when I play the combat armies, I do use the Rangers. Miners are reliable for something that's sort of that ambushes, but because with the steam drill, which allows you to re-roll it, so really good at that. But I don't necessarily rate them because they're so slow. Half the time people can just get away from them, especially if they don't come onto the board. I think they're good. I think they have their uses, but not in my army. Maybe if I was playing a pure combat army, then yeah, why not? Adds a bit of spanner in the works. But and the Rangers are good. I always think Rangers are good. Even with the if you make them long beard Rangers, which is quite a fun combination, you can give them throwing axes. Make some strength 5 throwing axes because it's +1 strength when throwing them, which I find is quite funny. Not necessarily the meta, but I think it's quite good. I like to play it sometimes. Hopefully, I'll get some more combat-y dwarfs going at some point, just for a bit of contrast. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of composition. It hasn't really changed my army that much. The only thing from South Coast that I've changed is that I've lowered my unit sizes, got rid of some champions, and put in the organ gun, because I had a bloody issue with dealing with knights, and coming against 2 Bretonnian armies in that tournament. And the big Chaos Cav bus. That organ gun would have just done wonders. Strength 5 -3 to your armour. Well, Strength 5 armour piercing is it's so useful, especially if you roll an 8 or a 10. So yeah, hopefully that will be a great addition to the shooty army of skill. So anyway, so thoughts on the list really? Yeah, I'm quite happy with the list. I haven't really got a bone to pick with it. I think it's quite useful. I know my unit of 20 dwarfs used to be 25 dwarfs, which does help against the steadfast, which can be useful. I haven't had really a lot of time to play test this, but I'm hoping that the 20 dwarfs will be enough to hold up for another unit to get in the flanks, because that's how a lot of my army works. It goes, alright, hit one of the units, hopefully I'll stay there, and then I'll get something in the flank. Or just counter-charge in some way or another. So yeah, hopefully that will work out. So what else really? I think that is pretty much it. I just wanted to try and do a shortish video of that really. So hopefully Call to War will be good. I haven't actually done a Call to War one. I'm looking forward to it though, just for a different comp. I'm a big fan of lots of different varieties of comps. I never really have an issue if my army gets twatted in the comp, then fair enough. You know, there's enough tournaments to go around, I guess. Not trying to have a dig at Nick with that one, but anyway, swiftly moving on. Well, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for upcoming videos. Thanks, bye.